Batman vs. Robin finds Alfred asking why Bruce thinks Damian didn't know about the older hangar Bruce got his Batjet from. Bruce knows his son is well aware of it and he wants them on Lazarus Island, and they can't count on backup from the family as Damian has done something to them. Mother Soul meanwhile sees Batman coming as Damian tells her his Robins want to go into battle unarmed, giving them the Cloak of Cagliostro, the Trident of Poseidon, the Croup Stick of Black Bison, and the Sword of Sin. The possessed Bat family leave for war on behest of their new Batman as Bruce and Alfred arrive on the island. Bruce tells Alfred to stay with the jet, not wanting to argue with his old friend, and he doesn't want another Riddler's Labyrinth situation with Alfred. Alfred waves him off as Robin watches from the bushes. Damian meanwhile comes to see his mother, surprising her since she thought he was his father the way he moved. Damian is unhappy with his mother always trying to rid herself of him, telling her that she is not a good mother, since good mothers don't program their children to become killing machines. Talia knows he should be thanking her, but admits that she has not always been affectionate and she has changed now. Damian doesn't think she has, since when Ra's changed, he gave up everything to the authorities and handed himself in, and saying you're different doesn't prove anything and she must answer for her sins. Talia refuses to speak to her son as he turns into a Lazarus mist and fades away, telling his mother that she'll be left in this prison of hers until she decides to answer. Talia is revealed to have been captured by Mother Soul, bound in her mother's dark power and left in a dark cave, as elsewhere, Batman is assaulted by the invisible Tim Drake, who uses the Cloak of Cagliostro to attack Bruce from unseen vantage points. Tim shouts that he was his Robin for years, but the minute Damian came along, Bruce just replaced him and said nothing. Bruce knows that Tim didn't need him anymore and he was fine on his own, as Batman removes his cape and throws it over the invisible Tim, smashing him into the ground and knocking him out, as he knows that while he's under Damian's control, what Tim said did hold some weight. Bruce keeps himself hyper-vigilant and leaves Tim tied up, advancing towards Damian's location as Mother Soul has the Queen of Fable's power taken by Black Alice, depositing its power into the Helm of Fate. Alice is hurt by the power and Mother Soul consoles her since they have a new arrival. Devil Nezza meanwhile demands Pigsy tell him where the person he is looking for is. Mother Soul learns that Pigsy and Nezza have a past relationship, as Pigsy says that Nezza isn't gearing up for a war, but he's playing defense. Nezza is angered, demanding to know where his friend is, but Pigsy will only say that Nezza's son is already on Earth and he can't wait to say hello. Batman meanwhile is attacked by Batgirl, who uses the Croup Stick of Black Bison to trap Batman in vines. Bruce frees himself with a laser and dodges giant branches and deadly thorns, as Steph says that Bruce never took her seriously and made her feel like a mascot rather than a Robin, and he never even bothered to try and mold her into something. Again, Bruce knows that she is right, and now Steph is a Batgirl under Barbara's tutelage, since she has more patience than he does. Bruce wonders why Damian led with Tim and Steph and realizes it's because Steph isn't alone. Red Hood suddenly attacks from the beach nearby with the Trident of Poseidon, slamming water into Bruce. Jason knows that he wanted himself easy to find since Bruce hates looking at him, ignoring him even when he came back from death. Batman says that he was a criminal on the run, but Jason doesn't care since Bruce knew he wasn't right in his mind, so why didn't he try and even search for him? Jason comes in for a killing blow, asking why Batman never helped him, but Bruce gut punches him, knowing that he doesn't have an answer for any of it, and maybe it's because he would have to own up to what he found, a ward he let become Joe Chill. Bruce takes Jason's trident and hits him with it, using the water powers to return to Steph and take her down as well. Their magical weapons soon disappear as Batman realizes there is only one Robin left, the toughest of them all. Damian meanwhile meets with Pigsy, who remembers meeting Robin once. He knows that there is a part of Damian pushing against Nezza's control, otherwise he wouldn't be there currently. He asks the boy what he's getting out of this deal since he understands what Nezza wants, to enslave the planet and use them as his army against a stronger demon named King Fireball, his son. Pigsy wants to know how Mother Soul factors into this, learning from Damian that she wants to make a new Garden of Eden to manipulate with no humans to poison it. Damian, however, has no idea what he wants out of this deal, so Pigsy reveals that Nezza used to be a young hero like Damian, and the Lazarus juice corrupted him because he used it to make himself immortal. Damian wonders if he can reverse it as Nezza appears, knowing that it wasn't a corruption that infected him, it was clarity. Nezza tells Mother Soul to prepare Pigsy for Alice as Damian asks for the arena to be prepared as well. Batman meanwhile spots the Lazarus Mountain as Alfred appears, telling him that Dick is coming. Nightwing appears with the Sword of Sin as Bruce finds his utility belt empty, so he takes it off and wraps it around his fists to use as a weapon. Nightwing talks about the circus and how people came by the thousands to see him and the Flying Graysons, but then Bruce took all of that recognition from him and hid Dick Grayson behind a mask. Nightwing attacks Bruce with the flaming sword, knowing that he could still show off as long as no one knew he was Dick Grayson. Nightwing proves to be the superior combatant, hitting Batman over and over as Bruce wonders what kind of monster he is for taking a normal life away from a child. He suddenly realizes the sword of sin is Azrael's and manifests guilt and doubt, weaponizing them against the opponent, and it's been working on his mind ever since he arrived on the island. Bruce is impressed with his son's plan as Nightwing slashes him with the sword, telling him he's been ordered to let Damian deliver the killing blow, but he has seniority and he'll do it himself. Batman grabs Alfred, throwing him in front of himself and letting Nightwing stab him. Bruce knocks Dick out as he reveals that he always knew Alfred was a spy since he kept confirming it, knowing Alfred absolutely hates oolong tea, has no granddaughter, and there was no incident with him at Riddler's Labyrinth. Bruce knew that the being had enough to answer all of his questions, but not enough to contradict him, and he only played along so he wouldn't alert his master, and he wants him to deliver a message now though. Bruce collapses thanks to his wounds as Nezza's demon leaves Alfred's fake body, retreating back to the mountain. Alfred, however, comes back to life, revealing in a sense he really was Alfred Pennyworth, since to properly replicate him, Nezza had to have the tiniest piece of Alfred's actual soul, and he had to crack the door to the afterlife to get it, but now he is fading. Bruce thinks that he really did kill Alfred this time, but Alfred stops him since he's nothing more than a shadow, and this wasn't a way back for him, but he refuses to leave Bruce until he accepts that he is not responsible for his death and there was nothing he could have done since he was half a world away. Bruce tries to argue with Alfred, but he won't hear it, wondering if Bruce really wishes him to be disquieted for all eternity. Bruce stays quiet as his friend knows that he can't be cheated of his own agency, and Nezza exploited a wound in Bruce, but now he's asking Bruce to close that wound and to find the strength in its healing, since he'll need that strength to save Damian. Bruce says that he misses his friend, but Alfred knows that Bruce will see him someday soon, and his parents send their love. Alfred disappears back to the afterlife, and after a moment, Bruce puts back on his cowl, fixes his wounds, and Batman enters the Lazarus caves. In the caves, Nezza bathes in the Lazarus pools, knowing that his father created them for him and now they are done drawing every iota of Earth's magic to the island and no one is left to challenge him. Mother Soul is worried about Batman, but Nezza knows that he chose to savor the fate he's bestowed on the hero and he will soon suffer the same fate that Devil's own father suffered, death at the hands of his own son. Nezza knows that together he and Mother Soul will control an army of 8 billion people to seize power on worlds beyond this one and beyond those as well. Mother Soul knows he's protecting himself though, knowing that there is something he is fearful of, but Nezza waves it off, knowing his son will be foolish to confront him. King Fireball arrives above Lazarus Island as Batman stumbles upon the bodies of the used up magical users and the crying Black Alice. He spots the Helm of Fate, knowing Alice's powers of siphoning off magical power was used to take the magic from these people and put it in the helm. Damian confronts his father, knowing that he could hear him coming from a mile off. Bruce notices his weapons, wondering if he really taught his son to cowardly come after an unarmed man with weapons. Damian drops the weapons and comes for his father, who knows all of his moves but remembers even before he met his son, he was a skilled fighter and every day he taught him all he knows, assuming that his son would return the favor, but he was wrong. Damian hits Bruce's wounds, tiring the Dark Knight, as Bruce remembers how they bonded as father and son, taking Damian out of his comfort zone more than once, and while he is his son, he isn't his equal. Bruce knows he would have won the battle by now, but his wounds and Damian's assault on him have taken its toll, allowing the boy to beat him down as Mother Soul and Nezza watch from above. The fight continues and Bruce finds his son countering everything he knows as Nezza appears, while Damian remembers his father told him there are 9 ways to take down an opponent, and 6 of them require breaking bones. Damian breaks his father's arm as Mother Soul tells Nezza to take the Helm of Fate before it overloads with the power. Damian's assault continues on Batman as the devil tells Mother that they will kill Batman for jailing him and then have his son serve him forever. Bruce tries to tell himself to get back up, but Nezza takes the helm, so Damian stops his assault, realizing his father knew this was a death trap, but Batman never enters a trap without a plan. He wants to know what that plan was as Nezza puts on the helm, but Bruce calls for Talia, who while infiltrating the caves he found and freed from her prison, telling her to wait for his signal. Talia kicks the helm away from the devil Nezza and into the hands of Batman, who puts on the helm to heal his broken body. Batman tells Nezza that it's just the both of them as everyone else on the island is teleported transported away to safety. Pigsy, however, stops himself and Black Alice from being taken off the island, knowing that it'll be vital to Batman's endgame. Damian is freed from his possession, asking his father for forgiveness, but Batman knows he has forgiven him, wanting the boy to go and help his mother kick Mother Soul's ass. Batman confronts the devil Nezza, knowing now he can see how sorcerers view the world, seeing everything is magic. Nezza attacks, knowing that Batman is nothing but a carnival magician to him. Batman knows the devil is right, and he doesn't know magic, so he starts off with something familiar, conjuring up a series of bats to attack Nezza. The devil continues to be unimpressed with Batman's use of magic, saying Batman and his people claim to care so much about humans, but he's so eager to damn them to eternal emptiness. Bruce refuses to let the devil bait him, as elsewhere, Damian and Talia confront Mother Soul, who knows what they took from her was unforgivable, and Nezza will remove the blight that is humanity and give her a clean slate to nurture life properly now. The mother and son beat Mother Soul down, not wanting the woman to be the one to shape humanity with her black morals. Batman uses his magic to grab Nezza meanwhile, forcing him into a portal as the being says humanity will destroy their world because their existence has no meaning or direction, but he can remove that chaos and inspire them to have a purpose with honor. Batman is pulled into the portal as well, taken to a strange dimension as Nezza asks what is Batman's purpose. Batman smashes the devil around with his power, telling him that right now his purpose is to be the father his son needs. Robin and Talia meanwhile corner Mother Soul, demanding she surrender, but Talia knows she won't since she's an Al Ghul, yet she's oblivious to the truth that the demon of the Lazarus Island wasn't Nezza, it was her, and demons must be consigned to the deepest pits of hell. Mother Soul knows that Talia won't murder her, not while Robin is around, but Talia pushes Mother Soul into the bottomless pit behind her, knowing Damian will allow it to happen since she is his mother. Damian grabs Mother Soul, knowing he is also the son of Batman. He tells the woman to hold on, but Mother Soul lets go of her great-grandson's hand, plunging into darkness. Talia refuses to let him mourn her death, but Damian knows he's not a monster and he feels how he feels. Batman and Nezza's battle continues, and while Batman can hear the voices of all the magical users Nezza defeated and put into the helm instructing him what to do, magic has never been fully possible for him, since it's all about submitting to the power. Batman doesn't know how to submit. Nezza grabs the helm, trying to rip it off of the hero's head, but Batman refuses to let that happen, overloading the magical power stored in it and causing the helm to shatter, explode over both of them and drop into the Lazarus resin, causing the pit to boil. Nezza is enraged that Batman cheated him out of his power, but before he can kill him, Nezza is stabbed by Robin. Bruce tells his son to leave, but Nezza wants to punish his disloyal servant, firing a magical blast at him, but Batman jumps in front of it, being killed instantly by it. Nezza gleefully thinks that Damian's pain is enough punishment for the boy, but Robin tells him to shut up, knowing that the deepest pits of hell aren't deep enough for Nezza, and he will pay for this. Suddenly, King Firebull smashes into the cave, confronting his father and fighting him. Pigsy finds Batman and the others, telling Alice that they need to get out of there, since the Lazarus pits are becoming more volatile, and they cannot use them on Batman now. However, there is still Lazarus magic they can use. As Nezza battles his son and destroys the cave, Alice uses her power to siphon off the devil's Lazarus powers that make him immortal and use them to try and bring Batman back to life. The Lazarus pits continue to boil violently as Batman suddenly wakes up, however he is barely alive. Pigsy knows that they are out of time as Nezza flees from the battle through a portal, prompting Pigsy to tell the heroes they need to do the same. King Fireball is enraged that he has been denied his vengeance, blasting off from the island as Batman, Robin, Talia, Alice and Pigsy head for the Batjet, but they are too late as Lazarus Island explodes, shooting Lazarus resin all over the world.